goes and I won't wait.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, the Ninja Reviewer here. Time for another exciting review of My Little Pony Season 9, Episode 6 review, Common Ground. Brace yourselves, because we're less and less episodes away until the big finale, pretty much. So, yeah. So, counting down the days. They were less than 20 episodes left. That's actually pretty crazy. But anyways, let's talk about today's episode. So basically, when it comes to this episode, it looks like it's book ball season once again. And Ponyville's reps, obviously, we have Fluttershy, we have Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash. Well, actually, Applejack alone too, but Applejack was not really scheduled, unfortunately. So pretty much we got Rainbow Dash pretty much joining on the team. When all of a sudden, we get a return of our favorite, though, if it is your favorite, fan pony, fanboy, fan pony, whatever, Quibble Pants. So Quibble Pants pretty much comes back, and it looks like he has a thing going on for Clear Sky. So basically, yeah, Clear Sky. I never would have imagined he was actually going to be dating someone like Clear Sky. That actually kind of caught me off guard, I'm not going to lie there. And also we have Clear Sky's daughter. I gotta say, oh yeah, and I forgot to mention too, Snips and Snails, obviously. But they were also pretty much also distracted by all the amazing autographs they were getting and whatnot, and all the fame, publicity. Well, I can't really say there were any meme faces in this episode. There were meme materials, obviously, but not really so much of meme faces this time around. And when it comes to an episode like this, we don't really need it, because people don't understand on why this episode is very deep and very important. In case you guys don't know, this is actually based on Patton Oswalt, yes, the actual actor who does play Quibble Pants' real life. This was dedicated to what his real life was actually based on when it comes to his wife's passing and him remarrying, and his daughter pretty much not really getting used to, her new mother, or, pretty much. So, yeah, so it's pretty much the same equivalent, minus, of course, except not instead of a mother getting used to a father. So it's pretty much a whole different. So it's pretty much a foster child basically dealing with a foster dad, rather vice versa around when it comes to, you know what I mean? So it's pretty much like that. So yeah, this is actually very important because it's so, because it relates so much onto what his daughter was going through, which, by the way, his daughter does actually voice the daughter of Quibble Pants, Wind Spirit. Yeah, that was her name, Wind Spirit. So Wind Spirit pretty much, yeah, was, she's not really used to this whole fact. She goes like, you know what? The point is that I miss Dad. And she goes like, and I can understand. Like, what Quibble's trying to do is not make you forget about your own dad. It's basically to appreciate the fact that he's trying to do this to provide that same kind of love and that same kind of, bonding and compassion like, your original dad did. Because the thing is, her original dad was basically a really big sports fanatic, like his daughter. But when it comes to Quibble, he's really not. So Rainbow Dash has to pretty much show him the works, exactly how, sports works and whatnot. Which is why he also got that book from the museum. But she's like, books are boring, I don't like to read books, I just like to watch the actual games of the tournaments and stuff like that. And even Clear Sky sees like, look, you know what, I appreciate what you're doing, even if we have to. At first she made it seem like she didn't want to be with him at first, but deep down she's really saying like change of plans, meaning how to actually bond with her daughter pretty much. So it was pretty much up to Rainbow Dash to help her out, while Pinkie Pie and Snails and them, like, yeah, you could say when it comes to that, they're like irrelevant. Like, they don't really, the only time where they actually get some really good screen time is for entertainment purposes, especially when they're watching like that movie at the very beginning though. So there was some kind of entertaining stuff right there when it comes to those like funny chill sides with those, especially like excuse me, like Snips is just, or whatever, I forget which ones of the two. Basically, it's just like, wait, what? Like, huh? Like, it's so funny, like, seeing, like, his expressions and whatnot, because obviously they're just that dumb. But anyways, when it comes to the game, though, they're definitely not. Like, there are some hardcore players. I will tell you that much. There's a really top-tier buckball players, I'm not gonna lie. Did you see season 6 what they can do? It's ridiculous. And that's actually, oh, by the way, really nice callback, by the way, to season 6, though. That was actually really cool. It might have been not one of my favorite episodes, but it was actually pretty cool to have it, like, back in, like, a nostalgia feel. That, again, since this is the final season, it does make sense there's going to be a shit ton of these little tiny callbacks you would never expect to come back. But, hey, this is the final season. I guess they're going all out. That's pretty much my guess on what they're doing here. But for a simple slice of life episode, holy shit, especially when you look at what this episode is dedicated to, don't look at it as just a simple slice of life episode. Like, when you actually look into deep on what this episode was really made for, holy shit, it's really, really deep, I'm not gonna lie. And after a while, I just felt so bad for, like, the way Greville's was trying to do things, you know. And I really did like, too, how, like, Rainbow Dash was, like, trying to correct him on certain things. It was actually kind of funny because, like, Quibble, it's like, look, I read the book right here. It doesn't say anything in the rule book saying that even if you score on someone else's opponent, you still score. I mean, not still score, but the other team scores. You know, that again, I can understand because this also relates to me on the level when it comes to, like, people either I know, like, when it comes to my wife and me. Like, sure, when it comes to my partner, like, you know, my wife, we may not share the same interests on certain things. You know, there are certain things that we're not always the same interests of. Fair enough, that's fine. But that doesn't mean we still love each other regardless. I mean, deep down that, you know, she's still supportive of me. Whatever I do doesn't really matter. You know, as long as we have, like, a love bond connection, as long as we support each other, no matter what our interests are, then it's totally fine. You know, I'm pretty much okay with it, and that's pretty much fine. I mean, then again, we do click a lot. Don't get me wrong, and we do click a lot with interests. When it comes, it's just when it comes to, like, certain media, like certain shows or games, movies, whatever. Basically, yeah, like, we always don't click on, like, the same kind of ones, pretty much. But deep down, we still love each other and support each other. Same with certain friends. Like, yeah, even though we're friends, we always don't have that same connection when it comes to certain games or shows we play and whatnot. Like, we always don't always click on those same connections. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It depends. And I've been in those situations plenty of times before. And I know some people who aren't, like, either gaming fans or sports fans or whatever, and I'm into that. But hey, this doesn't mean you're, like, not, you know, that doesn't mean anything as long as we're actually respectful for each other. That's pretty much the main thing, pretty much. So you don't always have to be in the same interest to show your actual support of one another. So it's very important, and it's not just only that, but it's also relating to when it comes to, you know, dealing with someone who, you know, dealing with someone who is fostered and basically going with an actual, like, parent, or like starting up a new life with, like, a new parent or parents even, you know, that can happen too. It's like, look, you know what, even though it's not technically the same thing, you may not share the same kind of bonds or interests like you did with your other past parent, but at least, you know, what they're trying to do is still give you that same moral love and support that they would give you, pretty much. Like, they will still be there for you no matter what the cost. And they're pretty much like your, you know, your actual family deep down. They're still your family, and they're still very important in your life, so keep that in mind. So, you know, and, you know, and at the end of the day, especially when it comes to Clear Sky, she was also appreciated for what he's been doing, even though he's been kind of more of a screw-up. So, while I would make little jokes aside, or little meme edits here and there, even though there are a couple meme material stuff you can find. But, yeah, other than that, though, I mean, that's pretty much what I got for this episode, really. But yeah, I mean, as a slice of life episode, not only I can relate to stuff like this, but also the lesson itself. It's not just like the relatables and like the way, okay, this was pretty much a new kind of lesson I did not think they were going to do. And again, I love the fact that they sneak in deeper, mature lessons in most of these episodes when it comes to the staff. So shout out to them for that, though. I am really glad that they're doing stuff like that. I'm very happy, I really am. And it's episodes like this that I really get to show you, don't be fooled by this simple slice of life episode. It, like, me watching it like a second or third time, and also reading upon exactly what this is based on, holy shit, this goes way deeper than I thought it would be. Like, my first time watching it, I didn't really, like, click or, well, okay, I did relate, again, the relatable stuff, I did relate to those on certain occasions, but not as deep enough like I thought the second or third time when I watched it. And then especially when I was like, oh shit, this just clicked. I do remember what this episode was based on now. And then also another article came out too. I'm just like, wow, like, okay, you know what? This should be top tier material episode right here. So think of it like as a slice of life. I mean, slice of life. Well, it's a slice of life. Perfect Pair, I meant to say. I apologize. Perfect Pair, light version. It's a light version of Perfect Pair, but there's nothing wrong with that, though. I can't really say it's Perfect Pair 2.0 because it's not really a 2.0-ish kind of feel. You know what I mean? It's more like just a lighter version of it. But still, I mean, when it comes to the moral and the way Quivel Pants was written, which, by the way, is the final time we're going to see him, so props to PATTON. God. Oh, my God. Jesus. Hold on. Give me a minute. And Oswald and the Oswald family as well. Very impressed how his new wife now and, you know, his own daughter, props to them. They did a really great job with this, especially when they actually, the way they actually emotions with the characters themselves. Very well done. I have no complaints. And Rainbow Dash herself. I mean, well, you know, there are times where she might have hated a little bit of her being Rainbow Dash, but not as much. Just a teeny weeny little bit. Not that much, which I'm very, very impressed with. Also learned lessons of her own as well. And, you know, she's, you know, also she pretty much got that same kind of feeling as well. Especially it was kind of funny too. She's like, wait, Daring Do's not athletic enough? Is that what your daughter thinks? Not need the fuck? Which I thought that was actually pretty funny. Like, I actually got a kick out of that. So, yeah. And I did like how they bring Oogers and Oogliets once again. Like, especially the way he references this kind of book thing. So that was actually pretty fun as well. So, yeah. As a slice of life episode, I mean, yeah, there was no crazy plot twist at the end or stuff like that. But when it comes to an episode like this, there really isn't really need necessary of any of that stuff. This should definitely be top tier episode. So you know what? Fuck it. This episode gets a 5 for me. It really does. After going back and looking how deep, especially when it comes to Patton Oswalt's life, when it was, which is actually what the episode's based on, this is top tier. This is top tier episode material. So this gets another second top tier favorite episode of the season right here. I'm really hoping the rest of the season, when it comes to these kinds of like writing material, I hope we get this sort of kind of stuff in the near future of this final season, this final arc, which I'm really hoping we do. Because honestly, this will definitely make up for all these other kind of slice life episodes I'm going to put in, but except we kind of seen this done that before. This is definitely one of my favorites. This is definitely top tier, next to episode 4, aka the 200th episode. So these are my top 2 favorite episodes of the season thus far. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think this episode really hit you on a more personal level, where it's like it really relates to you in a way? Do you think it was like, alright, a pretty solid slice of life episode? And also, what did you think of the meaning behind the episode and what exactly it's based upon? Did that really completely just shock you as well? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know once again. I'll see you guys next week for episode 7. Don't forget, guys, to rate, comment, subscribe as always. Click that bell. Join the squad, boys. Follow my social media plugins, gamer tags, and that's it. So peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky is the limit. MMA Manga fans, keep supporting Rich Reader, what you're watching, bronies. Bro who brony on. I'll see you guys for episode 7.